Hello, I'm Reema Chandra and welcome to Cooking Without Boundaries. What is cooking without boundaries? Let's talk about that. But first, I want to say what cooking and what food means to me. Cooking is not just about food to me, it is way beyond that. It is my connection to my family, to my friends, to my world around me. And I'm very passionate about that connection. I bring that passion into cooking for all of you, and that's what I call cooking without boundaries. Cooking without boundaries is not getting restricted by a certain recipe or lack of ingredients or that I am not Reema Chandra. Cooking without boundaries is cooking something when you want to cook, when you want to be in your kitchen, when you want to create with whatever you have in your pantry and in your refrigerator. That's what I call cooking without boundaries. Today, we will be talking about peppers and using those different kind of peppers in our 4 dishes that we are going to make. Talking about peppers also helps me explain why some people think that Indian food is spicy. I disagree with that part, that Indian food is spicy. I know where the spices come from, and that's what I want to share with you. Peppers. We have more than 100 different kind of peppers. The first one that got the spice history started was black pepper. We all know how precious a commodity black pepper was back in ancient days. Ancient Romans and Greeks both favored black peppers, and that's when it made its way to our kitchen table. Legends have it that when on spice ships, workers didn't have pockets because the traders were afraid that workers will fill it in their pocket. It was that precious of a commodity. Let's talk about peppers. I have a spread of different kind of peppers here that we commonly use in our cooking, everyday cooking. There are bell peppers, jalapeno, serrano, habanero, sweet peppers, poblano, and Thai green chilies, dried red chilies, and of course the black pepper. Each of these peppers have something what we call heat index. It's also known as Scoville unit. And the heat index is assigned to the heat of each of these peppers. Where does the heat come from? It comes from something called capsinoids that are found on the seeds and the ribs of these peppers. Depending upon how much of the ribs and the seeds we get rid of is how much heat, and the kind of pepper that we use is how much heat is in our food. So let's talk about something that has practically no heat index, which is these are called banana peppers or sweet peppers. I could actually bite into it and it'll be like I'm eating celery or broccoli. In fact, sweeter than those. These have heat index of maybe 100 or less, which is practically sweet, as opposed to habanero. These are habanero peppers, and they have heat index of above 100,000. So they are supposedly very hot. Rest of the peppers fall somewhere in between these two heat index, so they have different kind of heat assigned to them. Whenever I cook and I don't want it spicy, I get rid of the pepper seeds and the ribs, or I don't use the spicy peppers. So we now know where the heat comes from. We will be using these peppers in our 4 dishes today, and you will see how yummy and delicious they will be. We'll be making scallion salmon with strips of peppers. We'll be making black-eyed mango peas with chopped red peppers, and we will make sweet peppered rice, and lastly we'll make cumin scented potatoes with peppers. So you can see all of these have peppers, and let's get started with cooking. Let's make black-eyed peas mango salad with chopped red peppers. For that, we will add half a cup of black-eyed peas. I just got it from a can and washed it before I used it. Half a cup of chopped red pepper and half a cup of chopped mangoes. This is the same mango that we use in making salsa, so you can easily find it in supermarket, any supermarket. We'll also add 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, freshly squeezed, half a teaspoon of oil, olive oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of chopped cilantro. Let's mix it all together. I love all the colors that are playing together here, making it so yummy and so nutritious. Full of protein, vitamin C, A, folic acid, all of it together with such little work. Here it is. We have our black-eyed peas mango salad with chopped red peppers. Let's make sweet peppered rice. We'll start with adding a tablespoon of cooking oil. I usually use canola oil, but you can use olive or vegetable or any of those cooking oil. Half a cup of chopped onion, saute it for about a minute or 2 until it turns translucent and slightly changes color to light pink maybe. And while that is happening, let me talk about rice part. This is raw rice, and it's white rice, but you can use white, brown, even quinoa is fine. This is 1 cup of uncooked rice, and this is 1 cup of cooked rice, meaning that 1 cup uncooked rice, when it was cooked, this is how much I got it. So I'm going to start with the cooked rice. Looks very good. I can already get the aroma of onion getting cooked here. We are now going to add half a cup of sweet peppers, which are chopped. Oftentimes I don't have enough time to chop them, so I'll just use them as a whole, and that also tastes fine. Saute them for another minute, and at this point we will add about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mix it together. Smells wonderful, looks colorful, and I'm sure it will be delicious. We'll now add 1 cup of cooked rice and stir it together. the white, the red, the orange, the yellow, the pink. It's like rainbow here. And I'll be adding some green to it. I like to add colors to my food. Brings in nutrition as well as beauty. So I would add about 2 tablespoons of chopped scallions. Saute it for another minute, and your sweet pepper rice is ready to be served. Each of these dishes that I am preparing today are so quick to make. All you need is a desire to make them. That's it. Whatever you have in your pantry, if you had no sweet peppers but bell peppers, chop that and add it to the rice. If you didn't have onion, that's okay. If you had brown rice instead of white rice, that's also fine. But they all make great addition to your dish, and they are quick to make. Let's make cumin scented potatoes with bell peppers. For that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil into the pan. Just give it a swirl to coat the pan. And I have potato chunks here, which is about a cup of potato chunks. I don't know if you can hear the sizzling sound, but potatoes are cooking now. And we're going to add half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of black pepper, pounded together and cracked, and that goes here. I just freshly pounded it. I like to do that sometimes when I have a little bit more time, but you don't have to be restricted to freshly pounded spices. You can just use out of a shaker. I should put a lid on it so that the potato gets cooked. Peppers get cooked very quickly, so we will add peppers in the end. Let it simmer for about 3 to 4 minutes on low flame, and once it is cooked about 90%, we will add peppers. It's been about 5 minutes, and we left potatoes to get cooked with a covered lid. They look ready for peppers to be added to them. So here go the peppers. I actually cut up a cupful of all different kinds of peppers that I had in my refrigerator: red, orange, green. You know, generally they come in a pack of all of those, so you can use them this way. And I would also add at this point actually quarter teaspoon of salt. You can always add more if needed, so start with smaller quantities. We'll cover it again at this point and let it simmer, let it cook, let the aroma infuse into each other for another 2 minutes, and at that point we'll switch off, garnish it with chopped cilantro, and serve it. On to our final dish for the day. We are preparing scallion salmon with the strips of bell peppers. For that, we are going to need salmon, sour cream, and a bunch of other things, and I'll tell you as we add it to the pan. 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. Just give it a swirl to coat the pan. 2 teaspoons of ginger. 1 teaspoon of garlic paste. And 1 cup of sliced onion. We should let the onion, ginger, garlic infuse their flavors into each other and get cooked and sauteed a little. So we'll leave it for now about a minute on medium to low flame. And while that is happening, let's talk about salmon. I like to make salmon fillet. If you prefer steaks, that's also fine. Fillet is good, it's easier for kids to eat. I get it cut like this, and roughly a pound is about 4 to 5 pieces of this size. Great for a family of 4 for one meal. And I will then mix those salmon pieces with half a cup of sour cream and let it sit for however many minutes I have. If I have hours, that's fine, I'll put it in the refrigerator. If not, then I'll just mix it and cook it then and there. So once this is about 30 seconds, still a little more to go. Once that happens, we'll add the salmon. While that is happening, let me talk about health benefits of peppers. FDA recommends that we should add different kind of peppers to our diet. It's full of vitamin C, probably more than oranges, vitamin A, vitamin E, folic acid, and then it of course adds colors to and beauty to your food. It's crunchy, on the go, doesn't need refrigeration while you're traveling. So great thing to have in your pantry and your grocery basket. Let's see. We will add now salmon pieces. One by one, laying it flat so that they don't break while turning. There we go. I will also spoon in the extra yogurt, sour cream that we have here. Sometimes if you don't have sour cream in your refrigerator, it's okay to use yogurt. As I said, do not restrict yourself within any boundary. These are all suggestions. You can substitute one thing for the other as long as it is within your permitted list of food. We'll add half a teaspoon of salt, sprinkle over it, place the lid, let it cook for 2 minutes. Salmon cooks very quickly, so we will check it in 2 minutes and then turn it over for another 2 minutes, and we will also at that point add strips of peppers. It's been 2 minutes, so let's turn over the pieces. Oh, they look so good. Exactly the right amount of pink color that I wanted. And at this point, I would also like to add in the strips of red peppers, just so that they get softened with the aroma and steam of salmon cooking there. Salmon look ready to me. They took about 3 minutes on the other side. So a total of about 5 to 6 minutes. Going to turn off the stove at this point and dish it, and also we're going to garnish it with chopped scallions. Let's serve it and enjoy. And here we are. We prepared scallion salmon with strips of peppers. We prepared black-eyed peas mango salad with chopped red peppers. We prepared sweet peppered rice, and we also prepared cumin-scented potatoes with chunks of bell peppers. You see how we used different kind of peppers throughout these 4 dishes without adding heat to them. Controlling the heat is in our hands. We decide whether we want it spicy or not. That should not stop us from eating a particular kind of cuisine or cooking a particular dish. All of these various ingredients and aromas put together and melting in your mouth. That's what I call cooking without boundaries. See you next time. This is Reema again, and I'm back with a very helpful tip for you to use in your kitchen. I know you saw me using ginger paste and garlic paste, and you must be wondering, how do I do that or where do I get it? It's very simple. You can make it in your own kitchen using fresh ginger roots and fresh garlic. This is what ginger looks like. You peel it, you chop it, you blend it with a little bit of water in your blender to a paste and jar it and put it in your refrigerator. It will last for at least a week, maybe a little longer. And this is what the ginger paste looks like after it is prepared. Garlic paste, we take peeled garlics, we chop it, again blend it with a little bit of water in a blender to a paste and jar it, put it in refrigerator and refrigerate it for a week, maybe longer, as it depends on how much you're using it, and it will certainly last for a week to 10 days. And this is what garlic paste looks like. Comes very handy when you are in rush and you want to prepare food quickly. If you want any other tip or if you have any question for me, please don't forget to write to me at reema@sharontv.com. See you next time.